Yeah, Andile, as you said, some Chiefs stories and a lot more as the transfer window remains open until this 21st of September as well. First one, Thabo Cele, now officially training on his own as he prepares and nears an exit at Kaizer Chiefs. Fernando Cruz has addressed those reports over the weekend that he's got enough in that position. So there's a lot of interest for Thabo Cele up north as well. So we'll see if he's able to return to playing abroad as his Chiefs' future obviously remains in limbo right now, but we do know for sure that he will be leaving the club as soon as he finds an offer. We'll stick with some news from North Africa as well. We reported on sabcsport.com that Tshegofatso Mabasa had attracted interest in Morocco, the champions of the Botola Premier League at the moment, Maghreb Fez. But Pyramids, coached by South African mentor Rulani Mokoena, also interested, but there were issues around their foreign quota as they begin or finish off their pre-season at the moment. I'm told that their president, once he comes back, he will address that situation. They could be offloading a couple of players to try and get in Tshegofatso Mabasa as a free agent, having left Orlando Pirates as well. And there's another player that's also looking for a club at the moment. Some people saying, especially Chiefs fans, saying they would love to see him at Naturena, but that remains to be seen. That's Thapelo Maseko. I can tell you right now for sure, 100%, that he will not be returning to Cyprus, where he played the last 7 months, just before the FIFA World Cup in America, where he was one of the standout players for Bafana Bafana. The reason being, in the last couple of months, struggled to get his salary at the Cypriot club, and his camp feels if he goes back there and struggles to get his salary, that will not be the best of moves. So Mamelodi Sundowns are ready to let him go pending offers. And then the final story, just breaking news as we're about to go on air, Gift Links. AGF in Denmark rejecting offers from Belgium, from France, and the MLS as well. And now Giftlinks has signed a 6-year contract up until 2031. He could end up being an AGF legend given those terms. So that's the latest. And I'll be speaking to his agent this week as well, just to explain the future, what the future holds at AGF for Giftlinks. That's the stories that we've got for now, Andile.
What led to the fallout between Kaizer Chiefs and Thabo Cele? What actually happened between the two? A shocking turn of events. What's going on with Thabo Cele at Kaizer Chiefs? Just a few months ago, many Amakosi supporters believed he will become the heartbeat, right, of the midfield for years to come. He arrived with European experience, technical quality, and the kind of composure Chiefs had been missing. Fast forward to today, he has been left out of the first team picture and has been told that he can leave. He is reportedly training alone as we speak. And suddenly, his future at Naturena looks all but over. So what happened? How does a player go from being viewed as an important signing to becoming surplus to requirements in such a short period of time? Today we are breaking down everything that may have contributed to this dramatic situation, from tactical decisions and squad competition to whether this relationship has simply reached a point of no return. Let us get into it. Thabo Cele arrived with big expectations. When Kaizer Chiefs brought Thabo Cele to the club, supporters were genuinely excited. Here was a player who had spent several years playing professionally overseas. He possessed qualities Chiefs desperately needed. He was comfortable receiving the ball under pressure. He could dictate the tempo. He was disciplined defensively. Most importantly, many believed he would finally solve Chiefs' long-standing midfield problems. The expectation was not simply that he'd become another squad player. The expectation was that he would become one of the leaders on the pitch. While there were moments where he showed exactly why Chiefs wanted him, things never really quite clicked consistently. Whether it was injuries, inconsistency across the team, or constant tactical changes, Cele never really truly established himself as an undisputed starter. A new coach changes everything. Football changes very quickly. One coaching appointment can completely alter a player's future. Every coach has a different philosophy. Some prefer aggressive pressing midfielders. Others want technically gifted playmakers. Some demand midfielders who cover huge distances. Others value physicality over elegance. The arrival of Fernando da Cruz appears to have changed everything. Early indications suggest that he wants different profiles in midfield. Reports indicate that Cele is simply not part of the long-term plans. And unfortunately, this happens regularly in football. A player is not necessarily bad. He simply does not fit what the new coach wants. We have seen it happen at Orlando Pirates. We have seen it happen at Mamelodi Sundowns. We have seen it happen in Europe with some of the biggest clubs in the world. Sometimes it's less about ability and more about compatibility. The midfield has become more competitive. Another important factor is competition. Chiefs have been rebuilding their squad. New players have arrived. Young players are pushing for opportunities. The coaching staff wants energy, intensity, and tactical discipline. Every training session becomes an audition. If another midfielder offers something the coach values more, it becomes extremely difficult to force your way back into the team. Modern football is ruthless. You are not competing against one player. You are competing against 5 or 6 midfielders for the same position. Sometimes margins are incredibly small. One player presses better, another wins more duels, another fits the pressing structure more naturally. Those tiny differences can determine who starts and who ends up training away from the first team. So why train alone? This is the part that shocked supporters the most. Being instructed to train separately usually sends a very strong message. It does not automatically mean there has been a personal conflict. It also does not necessarily mean there has been disciplinary misconduct. Sometimes clubs separate players because they are expected to leave. Sometimes the coaching staff wants to focus on players who are definitely part of the season's plans. Sometimes it simply avoids distractions while transfer discussions continue. Without official confirmation from either Chiefs or Cele, it is not possible to say exactly which of those reasons applies here. But regardless of the reasons, it usually signals that the relationship is approaching its end. Could a transfer be the best solution? Perhaps the best outcome is for both parties to move forward. Right? For Chiefs, they free up space in the squad. They continue building around players who fit the coach's vision. For Cele himself, he gets an opportunity to play regular football elsewhere. At 29 years old, sitting on the sideline helps nobody. He's too experienced, too talented, too good technically to spend the months outside the first team environment. Whether that move comes in South Africa or overseas remains to be seen. But every footballer wants more than anything is minutes on the pitch. Did Chiefs make a mistake? This is where opinions will differ. Some supporters believe Chiefs are making a massive mistake. They argue that quality midfielders are difficult to find. They believe Cele simply needed stability and consistent game time. Others feel the club must fully back the new coach. If Fernando da Cruz believes another midfield combination gives Chiefs a better chance of competing for trophies, then management has to support that decision. That is football. Every rebuild creates winners and casualties. Unfortunately, it appears Thabo Cele may have become one of the casualties. In conclusion, whether you are a Chiefs supporter or not, this is another reminder of how quickly football changes. One season you are viewed as a key signing, the next you are training away from the first team. The coming weeks will reveal whether this situation can still be repaired or whether Thabo Cele will be wearing a different jersey before the transfer window closes. One thing is certain, Chiefs supporters will be watching very closely, because if Cele leaves and succeeds somewhere else, many will question whether the club gave up on him way too soon. But now I want to hear from you. Do you think Kaizer Chiefs are making the right decision with Thabo Cele? Or are they letting another quality midfielder slip away? Let me know your thoughts in the comments. If you enjoyed this video, do not forget to like, subscribe to Mzansi Total Football, and turn on notifications so you never miss the latest news from the Betway Premiership and South African football. My name is Debos Kosana. Until next time, take care. I'll see you in the next one. Please click on the playlist and enjoy all the content from Mzansi Total Football. Thank you very much.